Well, welcome to my vlog. How's everybody doing? Well, I hope you're doing okay. But today is another great day. So let's go out and explore. All right. Well, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the vlog. I hope you had a great weekend. Did you enjoy your Saturday, Sunday? Well, it's Monday again, another work day. Hopefully everybody's been staying safe if you're not working. Or even if you are working, stay safe. So we're going to be going on an adventure again later on this evening. So we hope you'll tune in to this vlog. And we'll check out what's going on today. Monday. We'll see you. We are back. Well, there doesn't seem to be a lot of traffic this morning. So I guess there's not enough people working on a Monday. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not complaining. I love it when there's no traffic. Traffic out here can get really horrible, especially in the morning. It's bad at the middle of the afternoon, but it's worse in the evening. And I feel sorry for all those people that live far away from Hayward, San Francisco, and Oakland, and San Leandro, where most of the jobs are. Because that traffic going, where is it? Going east, I think. It's pretty bad. Even in the mornings, I could see traffic coming west. It's pretty bad. Well, what did you guys do over the weekend? Anybody do anything exciting? On Sunday, I did a short vlog, and as usual, I could see nothing going on, almost as if the city was dying. But I don't know if you've heard the news. Man, I'm telling you, man, all these cities, these democratic cities that are being run by these crazy mayors, they are in terrible shape. Like New York and in Chicago, all those shootings and killings. Then you see the mayor in New York, he's out there painting Black Lives Matter on the streets instead of trying to figure out a way to stop all the violence. This guy must be an idiot. There's been something wrong with this guy. Him and the governor. Just remember, the governor sent to death 47,000 senior citizens. So that cannot be forgotten. But they will try to forget it. The mainstream news, they don't even show anything about that or talk about all those senior citizens dying. It's okay if they died. No problem. Terrible thing. But like New York, if you watch it, they don't put a lot of stuff out on the news. They don't say that much about all those killings. And LA, they're going to defund the police. Let these people defund the police, and then you'll see the crime go up. And all you people out there that live in great communities, that live in the suburbs, you should start to worry about it, because once these criminals are not afraid that they're not going to get caught, they're going to rob the whole city. Well, you know, the inner cities, the poor cities, they don't really have anything left in there. There's nothing to steal. You can't go to people's houses in East Oakland and steal. But I mean, most of the houses in East Oakland, if you ever seen it, and it's all boarded up. There's iron fences protecting your house, and they got pit bulls there. So, but it doesn't make sense to try to rob these homes in East Oakland or West Oakland, because most of the people who live there don't make that much. Some of them are just earning minimum wage. They don't have the money to buy expensive TVs and stereos and computers. They don't need that. They're like most people in the inner cities. They work, but they don't make a lot. Now, if you go to those big suburban cities that I'll mention, like Fremont, you should see there's not a lot of homicides, but there's a lot of burglaries. There's a lot of stolen cars. There's a lot of people breaking into cars. And even before the corona or defunding the police, the cops, they will not respond to you if your car is being broken into. Small crimes, well, some cities now, they don't have any bail. Even if you get convicted of a misdemeanor, or if you're involved in even a less felonious crime, they're not going to, you can get out of jail. It's crazy. All right, we'll be back. Welcome to the vlog, everybody. I'm just passing by the marijuana place. Sorry about that. My phone, after a few minutes, cuts off. And the marijuana place, man, they got a security guard on the roof with a, looks like a semi-automatic rifle, and with a umbrella. And I'm in Hayward right now, and it's pretty hot. It's getting hot, so you can imagine that guy standing out there and on the roof, and you got all this, your feet, because if you're standing on the roof, you notice that the roofing material that you're standing on heats up. So you not only are you getting your feet and your lower part of your body warmed up really hot, you're getting your head. So he had this huge umbrella. It's amazing. Why would they put anybody up there? What can he do? Well, maybe he's just a lookout. That's what you got to watch out for, these marijuana places. Well, it's legal to sell and buy marijuana here in California now, so, and it's a big business, and I'm sure that there's some evil people out there and criminals that would take advantage of trying to rob a place like that, and seeing that a lot of the police departments here are being defunded. Man, that's a terrible thing. I mean, defunded. Well, that's a whole new story. We're not going to get into that because it'll take a whole vlog just to explain exactly what's going on. But it's not really a good thing to be a cop nowadays, because there's a lot of people out there that are out to kill cops because they think they can get away with it. And it's a terrible thing in America. And like most democratic cities, like New York and Chicago, people are moving out because they're afraid. And if you're unable to move out, then you're going to be carrying a gun. Did you see that that video on Fox recently about a husband and wife? They had their house was pretty close to the White House, and that's when the protesters were really coming up to their place, whether they were going to try to trash their home or deface their property, no one knows. But the guy came out with a AR-15 rifle. I thought those things were against the law. It was, I guess, a semi-automatic. And when those protesters saw that guy with a gun, they backed off. So, listen, man, the way things are going, if you're lucky enough to live in the suburbs or an area that's safe, that doesn't have a lot of crime, I mean, you better be careful, because these criminals out there, when they know that the police is not going to respond to even a small crime, they're going to come to your neighborhood and they're going to rob you. And it's going on all the time. Like in Fremont, they've got this newspaper out in Fremont, the Fremont Times, I guess, and they got this police log where you could read about some of the crimes that are going in the city. And let me tell you, you could see most of the crimes that are going on in these suburban cities, cities that with the people with the money, they're going to go with the money. The crooks are going to go with the money. They're going to go over there. They're going to rob you. They're going to burglarize your house, because they know people with money got fancy TVs, stereos, computers, you name it. They got everything. So why would you want to steal in an inner city like Oakland or Richmond or Pittsburgh or Antioch, where people don't have very many things of value in their homes? Not to mention the fact that a lot of those houses are boarded up with bars, or they've got a metal gate you can't get into without a key. It's so high. And inside patrolling their yard are pit bulls and dogs. You're not going to go there. And besides that, people who live out in those inner cities, they don't make that much. They can't afford to buy all the fancy stuff. So the people who are thinking that, oh man, this is not going to come into my city, well, you better be careful, because it's happening now. And if you're not going to be alarmed by it, or if you're not going to complain, if you're not going to be viral about it and get on our politicians and get angry about what they're doing, and they're not doing this by protecting you and your property, well, I feel sorry for you, because they will. Let me tell you, Oakland is a depressed city. It's gone down. They don't have a police chief. The police department is controlled by some politicians, these public officials that have no idea how the police department is working. So it's a terrible thing. So I hate to say this, just be careful. And people are buying guns. If you go to the all right, for some reason my camera turned off. So we're gonna go cruise by the church and see what's up with the church. I'm sorry for the sun's glare. I cleaned my window several times, but it just left a haze. And I guess it's because my windows are so old. And I've used Windex just to clean the windows. And when the sun's not shining on my car window, it's very clear. So let's go take a look at the church and see if they're open. I doubt it. And here we have some apartments here, and one of the few low-income apartments on my right. It's something different to see, and it's interesting because see these, oh wait, here's the sun. I gotta turn it off. All right, welcome to the vlog. So I had to make a short stop at the local home improvement center, and look at this. Oh my god, I hate it. I don't like getting in lines, but I really needed to buy something. Oh boy, everywhere you go in America, there's always a long line somewhere, whether it's going to the store, market. There's no excuse here at the Home Depot. But look at this, man. All this wood over here. All these products that you could build your house. Look at all that wood. Okay, so you're not interested. Just thought I'd show you that what we have, so many things in America. Everything is in abundance. Alrighty. And we are back. Just dropped off some pizzas to my nephew in San Lorenzo. Well, this is another city here. Excuse me. San Lorenzo. It's a quiet community. Pretty much residential area, families. You won't see too many commercial areas here. There's a few businesses, but it's for years now. It's just been an area where mostly middle-class families live. But let's see, within the last few years, the Asians again have been moving in. In fact, a lot of Asians are leaving San Francisco and are moving into any cities across the bay, across the bridge. It's just, San Francisco is just ridiculous. I mean, you have to have a great job, make $100,000 a year. Not too many folks out there earning that kind of money, except for people who are on the tech industry. And that's what's really bad. You got a bunch of people that are making hundreds and thousands of dollars in the tech, and while other people are not making that much. There used to be a middle class. That's just about gone. The only way that you're going to really make it in this Bay Area is if you're lucky enough to share your apartment or your house with someone to help with the expenses, especially if you've recently moved, or you have moved into another apartment, because apartments here are just so out of control. And the housing prices, as I've said in my vlog, it's very expensive. Everybody who makes, well, $50,000 a year is a lot of money for most people, but unfortunately that's not enough to buy a house. But I like San Lorenzo. It's a nice place. They don't even have much crime here. There's crime everywhere. You can't get away from it. But all the really terrible, heinous crimes, murder, shootings, homicides, kidnappings, you don't see that here. That's why they don't really have their own police department. This whole area is, if there is any problems here, they got a sheriff. The sheriff's department is the one that handles all the calls. But it's Sunday, the weather is great, and it's dead out there. I don't see too many people out. I can't stay home all day. I just can't. It's really, I feel more sick. I get sleepy. Spend all my time lying down, watching TV. And I'm trying to avoid going to the parks now. It's just really too crowded. Too many people. We'll be back. You gotta love the day today. It is perfect. Once again, it's not too hot, not too cold. The weather forecast for Sunday was that yesterday was that it was going to be really hot. And if I can remember, was it hot? Wasn't too bad. But we are in the summer months. Up until August is the end of the summer. But we have sometimes in September, we have a thing called Indian summer, and that's when it, just for a few short days or so, it gets hotter than the summer. So I don't really look forward to that. Now, if the weather was really hot here every now and then, I probably wouldn't mind the heat. But when you have this type of weather where it's cooler, and then you have a little breeze blowing, and you can appreciate it, that your body is not sweating. I can remember when I was vacationing in the Philippines. In the beginning, it was horrible. I had the first day, I just couldn't stand even a few hours being outside. I had to go in and get some air conditioning or some way to cool off my body. And for like maybe a couple of days, I found myself always thirsty and wanting to buy something really cool with ice. And let me tell you a story. The second day I was in the Philippines, and I was still trying to adjust to the heat. And so I said, man, I need to get some ice. So we were just happened to be not in the province, but in Cebu City. It's a pretty fair, the second biggest city in the Philippines. So we were staying at a hotel, and we went out and we're walking, and then my body temperature started to rise. And I said, man, we're too far from an air conditioning place or a mall. I had two options: to go and take a taxi. But sometimes the taxis back home, their air conditioning is, they turn it off. The people obviously driving these taxis know that when you have a air conditioning unit on, that it's uses up a lot of gas. Well, anyway, I was burning up. I was getting so hot, and I could feel my skin wasn't sweating. So that's a sign that you're getting a heat stroke. So the most important thing is try to get something to cool off. So I said, what are we going to do? Then I saw like a small sari store. If you guys are familiar with that, it's like a small store run by a local, and they sell everything from candy and sodas and beer, and we went to a couple of sari stores, and none of them had any ice, or any really cold drinks. So I said, we got to keep walking. I said, oh man, I got to sit down. And I let my cousin, who was actually my guardian when we were back home, went out and went to go buy something. He came back with some ice candy. If you guys are familiar with ice candy, you'll notice it's just they mix powdered drink, anything from a mango to a pineapple powdered stuff, and then they mix it with water, and then they chill it, and it becomes like a ice cream cone, a frozen water. Well, I ate that, and my body drastically cooled down, and it was amazing. You got to be careful, when you're out there and you're not acclimated to the heat, because you can suffer from heat stroke, and that's a terrible thing. It'll affect your heart. You could die. So I ate that. Everything is cool. Okay, we're back. So I had grabbed something to eat as usual. Couldn't figure out what I wanted to eat, so I didn't go to a place where it's too fancy. So, well, I went to my usual, got a pizza and a soda. And Costco, I guess I'm addicted to Costco. Their food is all right. There was a little bit of a long line and a long wait. But when you can get some cheap food and you don't really too picky about what you eat, Costco does have a lot of good stuff. Hot dogs, whatever. I did like the hot dogs, but I got tired of it. And so we are on the road again. On the road again. Yeah, the freeway, let's see what's going on. Looks like the freeway is pretty slow, nothing happening. It's a Sunday, a great day. Yeah, looks like the traffic's okay. Nothing to really get all upset about. So what are you doing on this Sunday? Are you going out? Going out to the beach? To the park? Well, I went to the park late last night, and man, so many people. Everybody's like chilling out and having a good time. And you know what? It's funny. You can really tell, even if it's on a weekday, who's not working and who's working. It's like most people out there are wearing shorts, flip-flops, tank tops. That seems to be the trend going on right now. And no disrespect to people, but I've seen some really fat people with short pants. And I know they've cut them off. They had some old jeans and they cut them off, and they cut them way up top. And it looks nasty. I should some video it, but I don't want you guys to get sick. But that seems to be the trend. Women out there, doesn't matter how fat or if you have cellulite or you get big, thick thighs. That's what they're doing. And you got big bodies, big stomachs, and you're wearing these, what do they call those things? Daisy Dukes, tank tops. But what gets me is the short pants. Sometimes I like telling these people, you can wear shorts, but don't cut them up too high. Looks nasty. That's just me. I don't want to be rude, but you see it all the time. Seems to be like everybody's doing it. All the women like doing it. Now, I don't mind if you're a beautiful woman, nice legs, slim, tall, it's fine. But you got these women with this big, okay, that's it. I'm not going to talk too much. I don't want to insult people. People can't help it. I'm not making fun of fat people. I'm just making fun of some of the clothing that they're wearing. Doesn't look good. All right, that's the end of it. But we're just passing. We're going south. I thought about going to San Jose. San Jose is another big city. It's about an hour drives from here, but here I use the word but. It's kind of late in the evening. I know there's not much traffic, but it's nice to go out to a place early instead of late. So, here we are. I got to run a couple of errands before going somewhere. I'm going to drop off some food for my nephew. So we'll be right back. Off again. We got cut off again. And yeah, if you go to the gun stores recently, you'll see that there's a sharp increase in people buying guns. But the thing is, there are not a lot of gun stores around now. Some of the major gun stores are closed. What I don't know, I never really understood why. Maybe because in the past 4 or 5 years there hasn't been any violent crimes here in most major cities except for Oakland. Oakland has never gone down. There's always crime everywhere you go. You gotta be afraid. You gotta be afraid driving in that damn city. I can't tell you how many times that I've seen drivers that they just cut in front of me. They driving at a outrageously high speed. They were weaving in and out of the lanes. Then you've got these things called sideshows where the young kids with their fancy cars are driving in circles at high rates of speed. It's a scary thing. You got family that's driving there, or you got people who are older and elderly that can't respond to changes of traffic and all these fast driving. It's scary. It's really scary what's going on in America. So if people are not going to be voicing their anger and frustration about that, well, don't wait until bad things happen, because they will. If you let things go, you let people try to, how do you say that? I can't even talk. When you have cities and mayors that they're just cutting down on the police, not dismembering. What word am I looking for? Come on, guys, help me. Yeah, when they're just taking the police department apart, then you got to worry about that. You may be driving on the street, some carjacker wants to get your car, you call 911, they ain't gonna respond. That's the reality of living here in America now. Nobody cares. The Democratic Party is an evil party. They don't believe in God. As you've seen recently, they burned the Catholic churches and the statues. They're tearing them down. They recently burned a Virgin Mary statue in Boston. They burned a whole Catholic church. I don't know where that was. What kind of people would do that? That's evil people. I realize that there's people out there that don't believe in God, but you don't go out there and destroying our faith. And as Catholics and as Christians, we need to fight back against these people. And the government, they got to back us up. They got to find out who these people are and arrest these fools. All right, guys, that's my political statement for today. We got cut off. There are some people out there that will come into the cemetery and try to break things and set fire to headstones and monuments over there, because for some reason people feel that it's important to tear down any kind of statue, or they're saying that Black Lives Matter, but yet they're tearing down these statues of people that were fighting against racism. So don't be fooled by what people are saying. All lives matter. Black Lives Matter movement is right now is being debunked. It's fake and a scam. So there's some legitimate protests out there, but a lot of black leaders out there are going against what some of these radicals, these Black Lives Movement organizers. Man, you could see it, man. I mean, on TV they're saying we want to burn this country, we want to destroy it. What? You mean you can't go through the legal system, or you can't go through trying to vote people that you want to promote, but you want to go through violence and destruction just to get your point across? It's not happening, guys. Americans are not that stupid. Okay, that's my political statement. I said that earlier, but really, this is my last political statement of today. I just want people to realize one thing, is that if you want to make a decision about what really the truth that's going on, try to research all areas, all people, all websites. Don't just rely on mainstream news. There's a lot of great people out there, really legitimate people out there that will tell you what's going on in the country and what's true. Alrighty, we'll be back. Yeah, if I go into the mausoleum, it's like there's a really peculiar smell. Something that you can't describe. But as I was saying, hang on, say goodbye to the guy working here. That we shouldn't take things for granted in life. We should try to celebrate life, because, I mean, life is too short, damn it. And we have dreams. People have dreams, and it's just a shame that there are just people out there that just don't care. And maybe they just had a bad childhood, we don't know. But if you have gone through some hardships, and I've gone through some too, and my parents, don't let that stop you. Just aim high. Just have faith, that's all. And I think that what's going on is that a lot of people here just don't have enough faith, because if you look at it, when you're spoiled and you're given a silver platter and a gold spoon, you kind of think about, oh man, you don't really think about anything. You say, oh shoot. You don't think about how all these things that you have in front of you can make you a better person. So I just wanted to say that let's give thanks. I'm thankful for everything. I'm thankful for God, for the gift of life and all that. I don't want to sound corny, but you gotta just be thankful for everything, that when you can wake up in the morning and see the time of day, you know you're doing okay. But just think about it. Try going to the cemetery. Maybe you could see what I'm thinking about, or how I feel when you see all these people who are buried, dead and buried. They look young. They were born and they died young. And you just wonder, is it because they were at peace now, or that they may have done something wrong, or maybe they didn't do anything right? We don't know. Well, let's be thankful once again. Be thankful for everything. So here I am, cruising down the strip again. And the traffic seems to be a little bit heavy. I didn't have much of a lunch today, so I'm kind of wondering again, should I go home and cook? I do have a lot of food. And that's one thing you got to be thankful for here in America. Nobody starves. Nobody starves. There's plenty of food. We have places where you can get food, and people will give you food, so you never go hungry. Other countries, man, I don't know. They're so poor, third world countries. They don't have enough to eat. Especially my parents' country, the Philippines. I've been in the rural areas, in the provinces, and you know, you won't find, in some cases, running water. You definitely won't find too much hot water. And as far as electricity, it comes and goes. It's not on all the time. And I remember at my mom's hometown, now this is way back when we first went to Quinugita and Misamis Oriental. That's a small town, man. It's like, I don't know how many people live there. They didn't have a market. They didn't have any place like we have here. They had just these small local stores selling canned goods, Vienna sausages, corned beef, sardines. And just imagine if that's what you eat every day for, okay, sorry, I got cut off. Just imagine, like I was saying, you have to eat canned goods every day. But people survive. Over here, you can buy anything you want, from New York steaks. You can have all the great food if you want. And nobody's saying that you can. You can just buy it as long as you got money. And if you're willing to work and do the job, no matter what kind of job, you'll be able to have everything. And that's why it's great here in America. So how was your day coming along this Monday? Is everybody busy at work? Let me know. Put a comment on my blog. Let me know how you're doing. I don't get a chance to see too many of my friends, and because of work and because, you know, we've got to shelter in by the government. We can't go out. We're supposedly can't go out, but I don't listen, and I'm hoping that the good Lord will protect me from that corona. Corona. I saw you here. There's a spike. The hospitals are full. I mean, there are cities and places that are bad because the concentration of people are so heavy in those areas, and that we're testing people more these days. You're going to see a lot of instances where going to be cases where there are more people, but we don't go by that, people. We go by how many people are dying from this disease. But if you look at it statistically and you look at it, you compare the corona with the flu and the other bad influenzas, that more people have died from those flus than from the corona. I'm not trying to downplay corona. It is dangerous, but we once again, we really know where it came from and how to tackle this terrible disease. So let's just keep a positive note and make sure that we watch out for all those people that are vulnerable for taking or catching the disease, the elderly people. And that's who's dying, man, the elderly people, or people with some pre-existing or existing disease or sickness like diabetes and high blood pressure and a host of other sicknesses. So we have to be careful. Wear your mask. But I think it's silly that you got to wear your mask in your car. Unless you got strangers in your car, then you wear your mask. But who's in it? Do you ride or you invite strangers in your car? I don't think so. Well, we're going down Industrial, and the traffic is getting a little bit heavy right here. And you know, I'm still trying to figure out why the gas is so high. I mean, I just passed by a gas station. The gasoline is $4, almost $4 a gallon. It seems ridiculous when people are not traveling far anymore. It just seems that when we get our gasoline from the local refinery, it would be cheaper. These companies are really trying to take advantage. It has nothing to do with having a lot of gas. It's all about money. The more money they make, the better. Isn't that a lot of things that are going on in this country and anywhere is that people are always they always care about money. We should care about money, but it shouldn't be the main thing. If we have enough, we should be wanting to have more. And that's what I'm saying. I see a lot of people that want more. They're not happy. You know, it's those people that have a lot of money that have a lot of headaches. I know a lot of people who are wealthy, have money, and they have more problems than people who don't have money. Now, I can give you an example of that. If you go to the Philippines and you see a lot of people with nothing, practically nothing. Right, guys? Well, looks like this is the end of the video today. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you didn't get bored with listening to all the sermons and the political views of me. I'm talking too much about government, but you really got to know what's going on. Now, please be sure to be safe out there and make sure that you vote Republican. All right, guys. We'll see you at the next vlog. And take care and be safe. I'll see ya. Bye. I got no rules, I count 'em.